But I'm guessing you just don't know that technically.
It's basically heavily contact.
Mission 19.
Context clue.
Forces collide.
Topple the Great Beast with Fate's Bullet. I know exactly what Fate's Bullet is. I gotta switch my weapons because I have Cerberus.
Are you Fate's Bullet?
No.
Is Virgil?
No. But you'll see.
Is Arkham Sword?
No. You'll see.
Oh, Sparta.
I'm gonna buy 2 Holy Waters, and you may give me garbage, but I hate this upcoming boss. Like, the only reason why I use the items on Nevin is because she freaking forced herself out of her armor, even though I broke her down.
Oh, I can give you garbage for that.
Time for another freaking labyrinth area of puzzles.
Are you serious?
Yeah. 2 labyrinths. For 1 recording session. We get at least more of these guys, which are pretty cool looking.
They're pretty cool looking.
Hold on a second. I like how you honestly don't really have to pay attention to what, like, you just took both your earbuds out and just like, yeah.
Well, that's because the earbuds are like the way they're attached to the TV, you have to lean forward to use them, and I got tired of leaning forward, so I'm like, yeah, nothing crucial sound-wise right now. It'll be okay.
What, you don't want to hear Dante say liftoff?
No. I've heard him say it before. Plenty of times.
I just like how you can catch these guys out of their lunch tack and continue a combo.
I do like how they kind of sink into like the blood flow. Like I know it's just a Hellbang Guard thing, but it is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's because they have already had that ability. It's just that now that there's a blood floor, they sink out of the blood floor.
It just looks cool.
Watch as I have a frame 3 stinger on your frame 5 lunge. Don't actually quote me on those. I don't know what the actual frames are on that. I just like saying frame 1 stinger.
Wait, so earlier you were just talking bullcrap?
Yes.
Of course.
It feels like a frame 1 stinger though when he does his stinger. When Doppelganger does his stinger. I'm gonna say, how does it look over there actually?
Yeah.
Time for some mirror puzzles. I hate this puzzle.
Dope. Wait, what's the puzzle?
We have to find mirrors and we have to start swinging at them when there's enemies inside them. I don't understand this puzzle.
Wait, so the enemy's in your room currently?
Yeah.
So you can only hurt their reflection?
There's a mirror within this room that I have to start hitting because it's the weakness.
So can you not hit the ones in there right now?
No, I have to hit the one that's glowing.
Well, that just seems,
A bit jank.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Because I have to walk around this room and look for a mirror that's glowing.
Yeah, jank would be the word.
Oh, Bob saying it. Oh, come on.
I still like the reflection in this game though. Not much is visually appealing because it's kind of dark and dreary. But like the reflections in this are pretty tight.
Oh, come on, where is it?
Whoa, that made me dizzy. Whoa. Looked far too long at that.
Well, freaking imagine playing it and looking for these freaking mirrors.
Oh yeah.
I hate this freaking puzzle. This puzzle's garbage.
Stop being garb game.
Stop being garbage game, even though you're really good
I'm
at
gonna
it.
look up and see if that DMC 1 was actually remade. Or if I was just being crazy. I could have swore... Like,
You were being crazy because there's not a remake of DMC 1. There's DMC Devil May Cry, which is garbage.
DMC Devil May Cry?
No, that's the one, the freaking one I keep on banging on because it's so bad. Like, that game is so bad.
Yeah, but it's not the actual DMC.
No,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
it's not a remake of DMC 1. It's a reboot.
Yeah.
A remake and a reboot are completely different
Well,
things.
you know, that's what I was trying to say though. That's what it was. It was for $1. I thought about giving it for you.
It's not even worth $1. I wouldn't have played it.
Oh, okay.
I hate DMC Devil May Cry. It's garbage.
But yeah, that's what it was. So now we actually know what it was.
So I was correct. So you're a pie-stealing liar.
Oh no, more so we were both correct. It was a newer version.
You're a pie-stealing liar.
Okay. Liar, liar, pants for hire. Hey, did you know Smash 4 updated again? Another patch after Evo?
No.
Yeah, they patched to 1.7.
Because people were complaining about not knowing how to fight against Bayonetta.
No.
Well, and what was the patch for?
Alright, let me look it up again. Actually, there were no balance changes in it.
Okay, thank God.
It was a patch without balance changes, which I thought was really weird.
Well, it's because people don't know how to fight against Bayonetta, which is funny because she's been released for how long now? People complain about not knowing how to fight Bayonetta, and I'm just like...
Oh, supporting of mods.
Oh.
Pretty cool, right?
True.
And replays didn't get messed up because there was no balance changes either.
I'm like paying attention to that more than actually what's happening on the screen. So that's why I'm getting hit. Just people complaining about Bayonetta, I'm just like...
Okay, here's some balance changes that were listed in the recent patch. So Roy, oh wait, no, here. Dark Pit, all knockback angles changed to 270. Zelda's down B was replaced with her old melee.
No, the only thing I want to know is if Bayonetta was changed because
Marth's standing grab hitbox size increased by 5,000%. Roy's dare sound effect replaced with Etika's moaning. Shrek's down smash knockback growth was 110 to 94. Whale Lord's special defense from 45 to 55. Death Note inevitable death time 40 to 50. Other removed Herobrine. Jigglypuff no changes. Blue Eyes White Dragon defense 2,500 to 2,750. Shall I continue?
play a legitimate fighting game. You can get on my level. Play a legitimate fighting game. Stop watching your gladiatorial sport, you old man. Okay, you ready to fight Arkham? And by ready to fight, I mean I'm just going to use freaking holy water because I hate the Arkham
You say gladiatorial, but it actually is getting worse off. The more and more time passes by, the more and more Puffs and Peach players arise, and the slower the game gets.
Are we talking about Melee or?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Melee's already reached the point where it's gotten so old that your top players are starting to drop off. I mean, you won't have your scrub players because there's no middle ground. There's never been a middle ground in Melee. You've always had top players who will always get to the top, and everyone else after them. Like, you won't have...
Flop recently won DreamHack. He beat M2K and HBox.
Yeah, but he'll never have the skill level of any of them.
You don't think?
No.
He beat them.
He beat them, yeah, but that doesn't mean he has the skill level of them. Like, I'm talking about the pure raw skill that they have. No one will ever have that.
I don't know, you watched him play with his weird fingers and stuff. Let's say he's got that.
Yeah, but he will never have the skill of M2K, or any of them. Like, Melee will surely die off, because no one will be able to replace the top players. And the fact is, since it's already been 15 years since its release, it's already a learned game.
It is already. But they're learning new stuff, Noah, like shield dropping.
Freaking show me concrete proof of new stuff, and then I will say, okay, Melee's not a learned game. Until then, you can screw off.
Smash the eye.
I hate when people say there's still stuff learned that there isn't. It's a small amount. Welcome to the Arkham
It
fight.
won't ever die, Noah, because eventually everybody will start playing with Smashbox to make it feel new.
No, everyone will be able to recreate the dumb glitch that you can do with the GameCube controller of the 1 in 50. I don't like this fight because not a lot of stuff happens in this fight.
He looks like
He looks like a blob monster.
I want to say something that he looks like, but it's kind of a spoiler to something else, and that I know you haven't came in contact with yet, so I can't really answer.
Are you gonna say he looks like Ankramanu?
What is that? What's on the one? Dude, why are these eels like?
Because this is the boss fight. I hate this fight.
This just feels. Weird.
This is not a boss. It's just me screwing around with eels.
So, is Arkham in this?
No, you have to kill all of them and then Arkham re-shows back up. Arkham basically says, nah fam, fight my eels.
And this is Arkham.
This is Arkham.
Why not fight his Devil Trigger thing? That'd be cool.
Well, too bad. They wanted to make a dumb boss fight.
Man, this looks just like something I want to play.
You know what else it looks like? Well, you haven't seen.
Well,
have you
what's-
seen Brotherhood?
No.
Okay, never mind. You don't know what it.
But what was the first thing you were going to say?
Well, the first thing has to do with UVW. Something towards the end of that series, it looks just like it.
See, and the fact is, I'm going to say to you, I already know what you're going to talk about. Angramanyu.
I don't know what Angramanyu is.
All the World's Evil, the main villain of Fate's Day. He was the main villain of freaking Zero as well.
At the end, that big blob thing?
Yeah, the filth of the world.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
Angramanyu.
that's Angramanyu, all the
okay.
world's evil.
I didn't know that was the
Trust me, I may not have watched the entirety of Unlimited Blade Works, but I know a lot about the lore. Like,
Yeah,
it's not a spoiler for me.
Okay, that's what it reminded me.
That's the reason why, freaking, if we do decide to do that one thing, I have to prevent myself from spoiling stuff. Oops.
Like, to yourself?
No, to the audience.
Oh.
Because I will be pointing out a lot of stuff. Why did I activate the trigger? Stop.
Stop it, Eagles. Stop it. Stop it now.
Yeah, this fight's not fun because this is basically the first half of the fight. There's two halves of this fight, and both of them suck.
You mean they're fantastic?
Just shakes head looking at Angramanyu. Upset. Agni and Rudra are great because they have their combo focuses on hitting a lot of enemies. Watch as I just do a bunch of jump attacks because it's seriously like the only thing I can do. Okay, there were second half. My problem with the second half of this boss fight, you don't get access to any of your circle abilities. And you don't get access to Double Trigger. And the reason why is because, well, you will see.
The real Sparta, but you're not Sparta.
Exactly.
Yoink.
Also, after this boss, we have one mission left.
Wait, is that Sparta? Oh.
No, it's Virgil. Virgil teams up with us for this fight.
So that you get handicapped because you get a second person?
Yes.
That's
and
dumb.
Virgil sucks. As an AI. There's a reason why I'm going to use the two holy waters, so you don't have to see me freaking waste my time with this boss.
We'll use the holy water on the later half.
No,
Okay,
because
so-
this fight sucks no matter what, because I can't dodge, I can't use Devil Trigger.
Well, maybe it just sucks for Trickster.
No, you can't use any circle abilities.
Yeah, but is it more important, circle ability is more important for Trickster than, like, Swordmaster?
No, Swordmaster allows you to extend your combos. So meaning, it sucks no matter what you're playing as, because you can't use any circle moves. You can't use circle moves and you can't use Devil Trigger.
So basically, you broke two buttons on your controller.
Yeah, basically I can't hit both those buttons. Which sucks because seeing Virgil and Dante team up is like the coolest thing ever because they're both kind of sort of the same person. And it's just like, oh, this isn't good. I love that.
What?
Remember, they're still enemies though.
But they family. You should save the later half because isn't like the fight get harder the second half? Oh, it's still in the same health bar.
Yeah.
Never mind. I thought he was gonna get another health bar again.
That is...
Watch as I try to hit the... And we still have to deal with these guys. These freaking eels. And I can't hit the circle button, so I can't dodge away from these guys. Nor can I heal. There's a
You got
reason...
items, don't you?
Yeah, I can heal with items.
Gosh, there's so many of them. See, that's just dumb.
However, if you do hit circle button, Virgil will come towards you.
So is that the reason why the circle's taken away?
Yes. You get Virgil to come towards you so you can do stuff with him. Which all he does is just freaking deal with the enemies.
It's like in Kingdom Hearts 1, I didn't know this for like the first 3 or 4 playthroughs of the game. If you press triangle, it calls over Goofy and Donald. Did you know that? I mean, it's pretty pointless.
I don't even know what that was all about. I've never seen that attack where I got grabbed. And I was controlling Virgil there for a little bit.
Yeah? Wait, what?
I was controlling Virgil there like I was Riku in Kingdom Hearts 2. I've never seen that attack.
Dude, you should, like, what is the game's done quick? Is that what they do speed on?
Yeah.
You should look at that and look at the Kingdom Hearts 2 Phantom organization fights. They do them at level 1.
Yeah, because that's what a lot of people on Pride Mode do. They play on level 1.
That's crazy.
Hey, Virgil, you can help me out now, please.
I didn't know that the game was done like that.
Yeah, they play on Proud Mode. freaking hate this boss. It's not because this boss is garbage. It's just the fact that it's not because I'm playing terribly. It's because I have none of my circle moves. Plus, I don't have any of my freaking abilities to dodge. Yeah, I'm playing Virgil. I've never gotten hit by that attack.
Huh.
However, we do get this cool port, which I love.
Maybe they take away your dodge just so you'll get grabbed by that to be Virgil. Just to be like, oh hey, look at this cool thing we did. Is it cool? Whoa.
No. However, we do get this cool scene. I love this scene because freaking you get to see Dante and Virgil team up, and it's like, oh, this is pretty cool. They switch weapons by shooting their weapons through his body because his body's just flesh.
Hey, guys, you gotta swipe air. It's okay. You're cool. You did it.
I like how you can tell that both of them use a different style. Like, Dante's using Virgil's style while Virgil's using Dante's style.
Because they're different swords?
Yeah, because they're using their different swords. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna use your style, and then I'm gonna use your style. And then they switch weapons.
Not fair.
I love this bit.
I'll try it your way for once. Remember what we used to say?
I'll try it your way for
He doesn't like using guns. One of the most iconic scenes in the franchise. Jackpot.
Huh.
You know, in Project Cross Zone,
Yeah.
that is in the first one. That is the Dante's super. At the end of him and Dimitri doing their combo, he does Jackpot. And in the second one, since the team is not Dante and Dimitri, it's Dante and Virgil. They do that. They do Jackpot, where one of them gets a gun.
That's pretty cool.
Like, it's one of my favorite scenes in the entire game, just seeing them team up and do Jackpot. We both get each other's pendants, so we can have that scene in DMC 1. And time for the final boss.
Virgil.
Virgil 3. S A B.
Now you know you got a D for items.
Yeah, I got a D for items in this.
So, oh, B. B. Yep.
B. A boss bonus. Save. Oh, back. But yeah, you don't really have to worry about spoiling the Fate series for me because I've read a lot to the lore, and it's like, oh. Like, I'm that one guy who's like, you know how I'm super read into JoJo's lore?
Hmm?
You know how I'm super read into JoJo's lore?
Yeah.
That's how it is for me for Fate as well. Like, I'm super deep into it. So you don't have to worry about spoiling a lot of the stuff. And that's because I also know what happens in between the Fate route as well as the Heaven's Feel route. Which when we do, if we do decide to do that one thing, I'll have to fill in a lot of the stuff that happens in those other two routes.
Whoa, man.
Also, yeah, Arkham just falls out of the sky right next to Lady, and she's like, oh. I might not do the credit fight, because when you get to the credits in this game, you basically, the credits play, but you get to fight enemies during the credits. I'm probably just going to skip through that, because there's no point.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm just gonna skip through that, and then I can talk about what I feel about the game and whatnot. Granted, you get a trophy if you kill over 100 enemies during the credits, but I already have it.
Whoa, man. That time?
That time of the month. Can't join the military.
What a surprise. Here I was looking for you.
Oh.
And lo and behold, you come to me.
Mary.
Don't ever call me that again.
That's her actual
My
name, but
mother was the only
she
one who could
generally
save
goes
my
by
life.
Lady now.
Wait. Please. Do you really want to shoot me?
Okay, right there in that scene, she's gonna miss his head if she shoots right now.
Me?
She's not pointing at his head. She's gonna hit his back, not his head.
What are you talking about, Willis?
What have I done wrong? Even heroic Sparta sacrificed
That's
the
clearly
world to
shown.
become a legend.
Pointing at his head.
No, but at the sideways scene, it was pointing past his head.
And I sacrificed
Perspective.
one miserable human being for that reason. That is all.
Yeah, and that miserable human being was my mother, so I'm gonna kill you.
I have some unfinished business to
Yeah.
Like this, the game's story is very cut and dry, but it's mostly the character interactions and how characters evolve that's this game's strong point when it comes to its story.
Goodbye, Father.
Because Dante went from I don't care, I just want to fight, yada yada yada, to I actually do care.
Cocks the machine gun.
I hate that freaking cocking the machine gun. And lady actually freaking killed Arkham. He's dead.
And this still takes place during current time, technically.
Yeah. Meaning Dante and Virgil are literally just doing nothing right now at this point. They're just looking at each other like. That's always my problem with movie time. It's just like at this time, it's like 30 seconds in movie time is like 10 minutes in real time.
See, like this. Why did they go through the trouble of doing that?
What, the water effect?
Why is she crying?
Because she finally killed the person who killed her mother. Like she's finally done.
If Dante did that, it would have been like, alright, funny words. I just think they play girl characters so wrong. Mission 20, Screaming Souls, like mine.
No, it's because you don't understand that Dante's more... Like, you'll see after we get to this point. I'm gonna freaking make sure I buy the
Holy water.
Not holy water, because I will do this fight legitimately. Well, I will heal because this... Like, no joke, this is the hardest boss in the game. Virgil 3 is super hard. Even on normal difficulty, he is hard. Virgil 3 does a lot of stuff.
Cast off your pride and embrace your fate. Wait, what was that thing that you're talking about? The Eye of Fate or whatever? I kept trying to guess it and I couldn't figure it out.
From what? Like, what was I referencing?
No, it was like the beginning of chapter 19. It had that little like caption underneath it. Mission 19, blah blah, and then it had something about like the Eye of Fate or Missile of Fate, and you're like, you don't know what that is, and I was like,
Oh, I was referencing Virgil was gonna join us for the boss fight
oh okay,
and do jackpot.
gotcha.
That was the shot of fate.
wasting time.
And now Virgil starts wielding both Yamato and Force Edge. This boss is hard.
Why are you holding on to the blade?
Within each of us flows his blood. But more importantly, his soul.
You see Dante's taking more after his mother, saying, yo, we shouldn't fight for just power alone, we should help
Wants to
people.
stop you.
Well, Virgil's saying the exact opposite, where he just wants power. I hate the line reading of that, because he says stop you way too quickly.
I need more power.
What is with his hands? Those are PS2 graphics. In a
That's what I'm
nutshell.
saying.
Oh man. Thumbnail.
Okay, Jojo. Virgil 3.
So does the water affect you at all?
No. He's still very susceptible to getting hit and during his attacks, so that's your still major strong suit. He starts doing his own version of Helmbreaker. That is round trip, which is super dangerous.
Like a boomerang sword.
That's the point, it's round trip. He throws the sword at you and it freaking tries to trace you.
Yeah.
Judgment cut. Dang it, he failed. Yeah, he also does his own version of Stinger. That might be an appropriate one-frame Stinger.
Or did he turn Devil Trigger too?
Yeah.
Does he match you always?
No.
So he just happened to do it at the same time?
Yeah. He gets health back in Devil Trigger, which is super annoying.
Well, I mean, that's fair.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying.
I say this is probably a much more fair boss than most. At least he attacks you, unlike Gigapede. He just flies above you. It's kind of interesting because it forces you to have to play right the entire time.
That's all the Virgil boss fights. You have to match him.
Because if he can heal too, then like if you give him the chance to heal, you're basically starting over again.
Yeah. Also, I missed that.
Is there a way to stop him from using Devil Trigger?
No.
Or you just have to outdo his... You have to out DPS him.
Yeah. Still, one of the best times to hit him out of his Devil Trigger is during Judgment Cut.
So is there a reason why you have these weapons?
What?
The weapons you're using.
Because I like using them the most.
They're just the ones you feel more comfortable with?
Yes.
So does he have any weaknesses?
No. I'm gonna use a healing item because I know when this boss starts getting super hard.
By the audio cue?
This may be fun.
Again, that's his most punishable attack when he starts doing Judgment Cut.
Is also one that's most powerful.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
is
he can really do some damage with Judgment Cut if he hits you with it. Dang it, I wasn't close enough to hit him with it.
I'm not sure what that little bubble thing is, but he hits
That's
you with
Judgment Cut.
the bubble?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was the sword thing you do. It just seems like it's hard to avoid because it's so...
That's the reason why you
Yeah.
want to hit him out of it.
Yeah.
Don't know how I punish him for that. This is when the fight starts getting super hard because he activates.
Oh.
He activates Super Devil Trigger, and he starts using Judgment Cut Final.
Oh.
Basically, you have no chance of knocking him out. All you can do is dodge.
And he gains health back.
Yeah.
Yay. The heck is this Ansem bullcrap?
And when he starts doing that, that means it's going to end, so you can get an immediately follow up on him.
I still can't get over his voice actor. They should have fixed
Oh!
a better voice actor.
This is Judgment Cut Final.
Oh my.
Yeah, but he leaves himself wide open to freaking sheath his sword.
Did he do that as a taunt?
Yeah. Again, got hit with a round trip. Looks like it's on there.
It's too intense. Do you need that for audio cues?
In a way, kinda. Hold on, I'm gonna pause the game. Sorry about this, but I freaking need to hear the audio cues. That's the right one. I'll put in the right one.
I'll hold it up that way, you know, you won't fall out of your ear as bad.
It's because I need to hear when he starts doing Judgment Cut. He also starts doing attacks super fast. He's not in Super Devil Trigger, though.
Super Devil Trigger?
That's what it's called.
A healing item might be,
Yeah. Music. He's in Super Devil Trigger. You can tell when he starts doing that because he says this is the end, and he does freaking Judgment Cut Final. Of course, he leaves himself wide open to sheath his sword.
You're going down.
so can you not hurt him at all during this?
You can, but there's like no reason to because he has frame 1 on everything.
I just feel like you're not gonna actually get him to stop healing unless you...
Yeah, but when he goes out of it, he's put into a huge stun state. Of course, when he does Helmbreaker, it's a good time to hit him as well.
Are you?
That'll do it. Nice. That'll do it. Basically, you want to hit him whenever he does attacks that leave him wide open.
Beat it. What's wrong? Is that all you got?
No, it's your birthday.
Get up. You can do better than that.
And his hands just...
It's the
wrinkly.
gloves.
Oh, does he have gloves on?
Yeah, he has fingerless gloves.
Oh, I thought that was his hands.
No, it's fingerless gloves.
Because the amulets have been separated.
Let's finish this first. I have to stop you. Even if that means killing you.
think you need to know what you see, Dante?
I like how Virgil basically did nothing there, right?
Yeah, he did nothing.
Like, he held his sword up, and that was it. He didn't even go for a friggin' slash.
It's like he was gonna do an overhead or something.
He drops his amulet and then picks it back up because he needs that for when he appears in DMC 1.
It's mine. It belongs to a son of Sparta. Leave me, though, if you don't want to be trapped in a demon world. I'm staying. This place was our father's home.
However,
Did he just cut his hand off?
no, he just sliced his hand, telling him, "Hey, don't come after me." However, that scene right there proves that Virgil is much like Dante, because the whole entire point of the DMC franchise is that half demons and humans generally beat out demons because they can understand like family ties and love and whatnot. So basically, Virgil is sacrificing himself, saying, "Leave me here, you can get out." So, Virgil, in a way, is also redeemable, like Dante, playing into the themes of DMC. I'm saying then we have our,
He's got the rocket gun.
I need that back.
well, she gave it to us saying we could borrow it, because that is her main weapon, Kaylin Ann.
I'll think about it.
I don't have any money. Too busy spending it on pizza. Or not doing anything. Building up debt.
We should be fine for now.
We get our final cutscene, and we get our credits. Referencing, oh, there's bad things in the world that are going to happen. But
Are you crying?
if you look closely at Dante's face,
It's only the rain.
The rain
It's not raining.
already stopped.
Look at this FMA.
The devils never cry.
I see.
But devils.
Maybe somewhere
No.
out there even
Remember what I
devils
told you?
cry when he loses a
he's
weapon.
half. Meaning he understands family bonds and whatnot. That's the reason why he's crying, because Virgil sacrificed himself.
By the way,
Like, yeah, and frickin' here comes these guys.
looks like we're gonna be busy for a
This is
while.
where we get our credit battle, where we can just frickin' fight
She fight with you?
Yeah. But all she does is just shoot rockets and whatnot, and I'm gonna skip this. Because there's like no reason to actually do this credit battle. Because I'm just gonna talk about this when we go back to the main screen. I love those low quality models of the handguns of Ebony and Ivory.
Low quality models of the handgun. Talk about the low quality models of his abs.
Yeah, I'm just gonna skip right through it. However, we should have one more
What
cutscene.
happened next? Nothing really. We took care of all the remaining devils, and that was it. I still have a job to do that's far from done.
Yeah, he's in his
To
DMC1
eliminate
outfit.
Every last demon.
And he's named his
And
store
to
finally.
ensure that monsters like my father never come about again. And he promised to help me hunt down the demons.
That's the outfit you get unlocked for completing the game the first
But
time.
now I
That and the
realize
Shirley's
that
outfit.
there are humans as evil as any devil. As
So this
well
sets
as
us up
kind
for,
and compassionate
DMC1.
demons in this universe. At least I've found
Exactly.
my
I
so-called
remember what
devil
I was just talking about now.
to
She's
show
banging on about
what else
that.
he cares about. That's enough for me to believe in him.
That's how you can tell. Like, any major villain in this franchise underestimates that.
Oh, speaking of a kind devil.
Which in a way
I
is the
need to
power
find
of
a
love,
name for a
but
shop. It
not
took
in
me
like
quite
the
a while
dumb
to
sappy
find one.
sense. Like the I understand what humanity
Want
is
another
because yada yada yada. I have all this stuff that
Devil
makes me
may
human.
cry.
I like how when he kicked the phone off of, it was an old style phone, but there were no wire attachments.
Well, no, of course not.
That wasn't a cell phone.
Of course not. Yeah, the damage is gonna kill me. Damage and items because that fight is hard.
Still got A though.
You get a boss bonus and a lot of orbs.
Well, you had 0 orbs though.
No, I'm talking about a lot of orbs that I got from whatnot. And this is the ending scrim where it's like, oh, here's all your rankings. Did you complete all the secret missions? I'm wondering if we're gonna get that this time. Yeah, as I say, we get from right, Dante Must Die. Yeah, very hard mode. Dante Must Die, a new costume, more movies and illustrations. And I get the trophy Gone to Hell, which is complete the game on hard.
Huh.
Will you save here? Yes.
I thought you just will you save her, and I was like,
We already did though.
I don't want to do again.
I'm wondering if we're gonna get the after credits. Oh no, we're not gonna get the after credit scene. Hold on. Let me go to the gallery. Let me go to cutscenes. If I can find cutscenes, because there's a cutscene that plays after you freaking. It might be because I didn't do the credit sequence. That's his DMC2 outfit, by the way, and as well as the Regal. But if I'm right, if you kill over 100 enemies during the credits sequence, which I didn't know was tied to that, you get a scene where Virgil's attacked by Mundus, who's... What are you looking at?
Oh, I was just looking through
Looking for
video
all this...
storyboard, see if that had any of it.
Might not be.
Oh.
No, it's just freaking promotional stuff. That, if I'm right, that is the guy who does Dante's voice.
Well, in the same right, I think now would be a good time. So, would you like to just go over all your thoughts of DMC? One final recap.
You have to have the mindset of enjoying character action games. I mean, you have to like how Bayonetta plays. You have to like how God Hand plays, because the whole entire way this game sells to you is, do you like seeing crazy stuff happen and being able to pull off really long combos and basically being really awesome? Story-wise,
not much to appeal. Graphic-wise,
no, it's not so much there's nothing to appeal to. It's the character interactions, but the story is basically one note. Here, stop the main villain, yada yada yada, but here's some interesting characters. Like the character of Dante, this is him when he's his youngest, so he doesn't know much about it. He just wants to fight. And after he has his encounter with Virgil here, he starts to realize, hey, I need to start helping people, yada yada yada. I'm starting to realize that I'm more human.
Yeah. And then for graphic-wise, I know it's not as appealing now, but like, compared to like PS2 age, is this good, bad PS2?
I would say it's...
I feel like it's more along the bad side of PS2.
No, I'd say it's actually more along maybe the good side. Like,
of PS2?
Of PS2. Maybe in the middle.
I'd say at least middle. It's not high-end PS2.
Like, there's a lot of good-looking PS2 games.
Yeah.
Because when I think good-looking PS2 games, I think of like Silent Hill 3. Silent Hill 3 looks fantastic on PlayStation 2. Like, a lot of the later levels have those cooler effects, and just seeing a lot of the stuff that's in the game, like, you saw how big some of the bosses were, you saw what they did, you saw how crazy Virgil got friggin' in this final fight.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's the processing power that's really good.
So if you had to give it, like, you know, since you played your game, you know it well, you played it through several times, not just an initial playthrough, what would you, like, give a solid rating?
Like, what's my number score? What's my...
From 1 to 10, and would you recommend it for everybody, or just select people who know that they might like it?
As a game, I'd rate it a 8 or 9 out of 10.
Really?
I would rate it high. This is the best game in the franchise.
Like, not just compared to DMC. I'm talking about like on a game scale.
On a game, yes, it is. If you have a PlayStation 2, get this game. This is like you get Persona 4, Persona 3. Like, you want to get this game because it's super good. However, I will say it's not for everyone. It is a difficult game, and you have to have the mindset: do you enjoy character action games? Meaning, do you like pulling off combos and whatnot?
I'll say you also have to be okay with button mashing.
You have to be okay with button mashing. Like, I will say I'm a casual when it comes to this game. If you go on YouTube, you can find people who freaking like watch this, the combo video. Like, this is what I'm talking about. There are people who are able to pull off stuff like this. Like, I don't do this game justice because there's a lot of people. There's the Shoryuken, by the way. There's a lot of people who dedicate their lives to basically playing this game precise. Like, it's on the level of God Hand with how precise you can be. There's Nevin, by the way, the freaking guitar that I never showed off, and Artemis. Like,
It definitely is a different type of game, different style.
it's character action. It's a spectacle fighter because you want to see like this stuff where it's just cool combos being pulled off. The story, it's very cut and dry. It's a very simple story, but it's more your character interactions and seeing how Dante grows as a person, seeing how Lady struggles with her father tricking her and whatnot, and coming to terms with, hey, I finally killed the man who killed my mother. And Dante realizing, hey, I have humanity. This makes me better than a lot of other things that I fought, and I've got to help other people.
But overall, you view it as a very good game.
It's a very good game. And the funny fact is, in the DMC franchise, you have one which is good for its time, but it doesn't introduce a lot of the stuff in here. Like, the DMC franchise is very hit and miss, which is, I'll say, you can just play all the videos while I talk about this. The DMC franchise is very hit and miss, which is weird. DMC 1 was...
Probably because it wasn't. It's its own franchise. It derived from Resident Evil, so it wasn't even a meant to be franchise.
No, this is what I'm going to say. This is what I'm going to say. The first game was supposed to be a Resident Evil game until they started coming up with these designs. They were like, "Yo, let's make this into Devil May Cry," and that's how we got the first Devil May Cry. It's very different from all the rest of the games due to the fact that it's not very combo based. You can basically play the entire game with the shotgun and just kill everything because it's not combo based. You're not
when it becomes COD.
you're not. You are scored on combos, but it's not the main focus. It's basically survival horror, except not survival horror. It's survival action.
Yeah.
Well, it's horror action. DMC 2 is generally considered the worst game out of the regular series, not calling out the reboot, but I will call out the reboot later on. But DMC 2 gets a bad rap because it's a lot more stricter when it comes to its combos. Like, you saw how combos were in this game. Basically, you have 1 second for a combo string to happen, otherwise you lose all your score for your combo. It's also the easiest DMC of the series.
3 is?
2. It's super easy, and the whole entire point of DMC is that there's 2 things that have got to work. The gameplay and Dante's characterization. Dante's characterization in the second game is garbage. There's a reason why Dante in SMT Nocturne is the best Dante, because he has his DMC 1 persona, but he also has his DMC 2 outfit. So it's the perfect mesh of the 2 current DMC games. DMC 3 is considered the best game out of the franchise, as I've already said, so I don't have to say much of anything. DMC 4, the problem with DMC 4 is that there was a lot of stuff that held it back. DMC 4 is unfinished, because there was supposed to be a whole lot more stuff of Dante. It's released, yeah, but even with the special edition,
it's just not finished.
It's not finished because a lot of stuff that they were supposed to do...
It got the Star Fox 2 treatment.
No, it was released. Star Fox 2 never got released until now. They were supposed to do a whole lot more stuff of it, but they ran out of time and just had to release what they had. Meaning you have a lot less missions with Dante. You only play as Dante for like 5 missions in DMC 4.
Oh.
And it's just... The problem with DMC 4 is that it doesn't have much... It does have a focus, but what's there doesn't really hold up. It's still considered the second best DMC game. It's just that what could have... It's... What we have... What could have been.
Yeah.
And what could have been the best DMC game. And then... I don't want to really go into a huge rant here, but DMC Devil May Cry is the worst game in the franchise because your characterization of Dante is literally the worst. I want to say it's worse than DMC 2's Dante, and DMC 2's Dante is pretty bad. And your story, it's interesting, but it doesn't understand what DMC is. Like...
Was it made by the same producers?
No, it was made by Team Ninja, the same people who did DOA and Ninja Gaiden. So on the character action part, they know what they're doing because Ninja Gaiden's pretty good. But it basically watered down the mechanics of DMC. Honestly, you can just keep scrolling through the videos. I don't know why I have to keep mentioning that, but it watered down the combat of DMC to that they had to release the special edition of DMC just to make it seem like it was DMC. Like, there's a lot of stuff in DMC that's just bad, and including it is the story. Like, the story in DMC doesn't understand what Devil May Cry is all about because Dante and Virgil do a sniper rifle abortion against a child.
Okay.
And the fact is, Mundus in that game actually has sorrow and is angry over that, meaning Mundus actually falls in the line of what Dante and Virgil are in the regular series, meaning he has humanity. Like, the whole entire point of the series is that Dante and Virgil have humanity, and they're able to understand that. That's why they're able to beat their opponents, because their opponents underestimate them. Like, DMC doesn't understand the storytelling of Devil May Cry, and that's my biggest problem with it. Like, don't play DMC.
Don't play DMC. DMC. Play DMC 1 or 2 or 3.
And that's my other gripe with it. The fact that it's DMC Devil May Cry. When I say DMC, I'm referring to DMC Devil May Cry. I'm not referring to the classic.
Let's make everything complicated.
Yeah. But
it was from a spectator standpoint. Now, I mean, every single one of the viewers has their own,
yeah,
opinion. It's definitely something else to watch rather than play. And I think you can agree with that.
I'm going to say this to you. It's kind of like when you're playing God of War versus when you're watching God of War.
Exactly.
It's
a whole lot more fun to play.
It's a whole lot more fun to play, and the fact is, the only way it's really fun to watch is if someone is able to pull off these really crazy combos and is able to break the game in such a way.
Yeah.
I am not one of those people, but I wanted to play DMC because I just know, again, this is a series I've just recently got into, and it's definitely worth getting into. Like, it just is. But if you had any extra points, I mean...
No, I'm good.
Like... you gotta remember, this is the CG art. That face.
I think that's a good one to end on.
Yeah, it is a good one to end on.
Right, any closing remarks?
Devil May Cry 3 is a fantastic game, and if you guys want to play it, you can go find it. You can get it on the HD version, which is the best way to play it, because you get DMC 1, 2, and 3. The only thing you'd have to get is get 4 in the special edition, which you can get on PlayStation 4. And don't play DMC Devil May Cry, because it's garbage.
This is Wildlands Commentaries.
And we'll see you later for whatever we do next.